What's up, everybody? This is Zach with Skol Sessions. Unfortunately, Dre is not able to make it today, but we do. I know we told you guys we had a very special guest, a close family friend of mine, going to be joining us right now. Mike Penix Sr., Mike Penix's dad. Say what's up to everybody, Mike.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. How y'all doing tonight?
You were my defensive backs coach, my junior year of high school. Definitely one of my favorite coaches I've ever had, for sure. And so I've been knowing you a long time. You've been knowing me a long time, my dad a long time, and it's crazy to see because I'm going back. I was trying to go back in my head. I don't did Mike ever come to those games, those Wesley Chapel games? For some reason I feel like he was on the sideline, or I can't really recall
I,
it, but
I can't recall, man, but a lot of times it's in that town of football. He always came a lot of games.
yeah,
When I went somewhere, I used to take him with Whitney because during that time, my wife was like in school. She was in school again to get like another degree.
yeah,
So they used to always come with me.
right. What I really want to do a lot in this video is to, give you guys a lot of flowers and a lot of credit for what you guys have done and what you guys have built. Um, because I think I don't want to take it lightly that, Mike is where he is. You guys played a huge part in that. And, going back, because I want to kind of build a timeline here of, going back to when Mike was younger, back when maybe you guys were just throwing the football in the backyard. And so kind of walk me through that, like that of his childhood, you know, throwing the ball, playing catch with you, and what made him want to play football. I know you played, and you're really good. You set some records in college. So, do you think you being around the game did that give Mike that passion, that want to at a young age?
Well, at a young age, sometimes kids is born with talent. I think he was born with talent. He always liked the sports, like anything like dealing with a ball or anything like that. He liked to throw balls but when he was younger, he used to go to football practice with me all the time, sit in the meetings, hung out with us football players, did things like that. So he always was around football, and he always wanted to like throw the football, and he never was the type of kid ready to go home. He always was like staying around the football field.
Yeah.
So when he came up, the young one, me and Keish knew the talents he had. We used to always see him run around the house like he'd pretend he's throwing a ball up in the air and he'd catch it. He'd pretend he's throwing the ball up and he'd catch it, but it's never leaving his hands.
Huh.
He did those kind of things. Uh, and then one of the things that my wife will always speak about amazed her and amazed me as well. When he was little, I'd say around 4 or 5. No, Keith said younger. I think about 2 or 3, right? 2 or 3 years old. We had a little ball in the back. Majority of the kids at that age, you put a tee up in front of them, they'll swing and knock the tee down. It's hard for them to hit the ball.
Right.
But when he was that age, no tee. We just used to pitch the ball to him underhand, and he used to hit that baseball so far, the wiffle ball so far. He hit the wiffle ball like on top of my mother-in-law house one day. And now she was in New York. So
Okay.
New York house is they
Right.
taller than one because upstairs. And so we knew then that this kid was like special. Like
That's awesome.
special.
Right.
Yeah.
Um, and Mike obviously has been through, the adversity has been insane, absolutely insane. And I don't know, I don't even think you could find it on Google, but I don't know if there's been a player that has gone through what Mike has gone through, to, the 4 season ending injuries, to be a, Heisman finalist, to compete in national championship. I don't know if there is a player. Um, I don't know if there is, and it's so amazing to me, and you know, as far as the adversity, you're in the heart of it. As a dad, like like I have a kid now, so I know like you want the best for your son, and no matter what, you want them to be healthy. And so, speak on that, like, going through that grind of, because I remember we talked about it. I think it was 2019. I believe you said, "Hey, man, pray for Mike. He's going through an
Yeah,
injury." And because I believe you like commented on one of my photos or something on Facebook or something. But um, so yeah, speak on that, man. Like just going through the adversity with your son, like as a dad.
yeah.
How are you able to to be that rock for him through that time?
Well, always start off with prayer. Prayed a lot. Always, always believe it's something bigger out there for everybody. So we always installed in them. Always pray. Everything is possible. So going to see your kid going through things like that, it's kind of hard
Yeah,
because no injuries in high school. Went to high school like flying colors with nothing wrong. Get to college. I believe his first year in college, I believe he tore his ACL. Came back, came back. Showed the world a little bit more on him, and next thing you know, now that he hurt his shoulder,
yeah,
so he came back again. Came back stronger.
yeah,
Went through, they end up messing knee up again. And then the next time, shoulder again. So, it's kind of rough because we was seeing on TV and we see the pain in his eyes, and we knew how hard he worked to get back to where he's supposed to be at. But through it all, I mean, if those things did not happen for him, he would not be the player that he is now.
yeah,
Um, Dealing with those 4 injuries, I think it gave him the most important thing any athlete could have. And I think probably the most important thing that people could have in general, mental toughness. I mean, to go through things like that, get your body back right and do it again. And the thing about his injuries was when he went through one, it seemed like God always said, okay, this shit happened. He went through one, said, got better. Most kids, when they go to injury, they don't be as good as they was when they first start
right,
off. But he
right,
got better.
yeah,
Got hurt the second time. He got better. Got hurt the third time. The kid got better. Then the fourth time, like, kid got better.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So it's almost like your faith got to be to a point where you understand that things happen for a reason. If I keep my head down and work hard and keep praying and keep believing, what I want, where I need to go, I'm gonna get there.
right,
And I think that he did that with class. He's an outstanding young man. He always been kind, a team first guy. And I mean, you might see people on TV say, well, I'm a team first guy, but I'm here to tell you that he is really a team first guy. He
yeah,
go to the point where you can't talk about his teammates. For example, if you tell one of the teammates, say, hey, that guy there suck on your team, it offend him. He really get upset and he get real quiet, He
mm,
don't want to talk because you're talking about one of his brothers. This is how this guy is all the time with his team. So he even showed some of that teamwork, that team mindset when they played Michigan in the
yeah,
championship game. He refused to come out of the game because he wanted to finish with his brother. I
yeah,
mean, that's amazing. That's amazing for his pops, his mom, and we saying ourselves, come on out, son, come on out, son.
yeah.
He got it up saying, hey, I got to do it for my team. And that's just showing the character that he has. And he also teaching us how not to give up. I mean, you see your son go to 4 injuries and you see your son pop back up. Hey, all things is possible if you believe.
Let's go. Yeah, man, I love to hear that. Like, I mean, the story is The story is so incredible, man, and especially it couldn't happen to a better family. You know, to what's going on, to what has happened. Um, and like you say, even in the Michigan game, um, man, Mike was putting passes on the money, and there's a couple of penalties, and he'd throw a 30-yard bomb, and then it's holding call, and
Yeah.
um, but man, his career has been insane. And you talk a little bit about high school, and I kind of want to go back to high school, because he played at Pasco for a couple years, I believe, right? A year or two, or what was it?
Correct. He played freshman of the year. He left out his sophomore year. Mid season, not yeah, in January of his sophomore year. He
So
transferred to Tech.
he transferred to Tech, right? It was Tampa Tech.
Yes. Yeah,
So,
Tampa Bay Tech.
man, like, as you played at Pasco High, right? And so whatever the situation was at the time, you felt, hey, I need to move our family here. I need to move Mike here. This is the best. What made? How were you able just to make that decision? Like, because that was a life changing decision. I mean, his trajectory could have changed if you didn't make that move.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so how were you able just to? We're gonna do it. We're gonna make it happen.
I mean, yeah, I mean, first of all, parents got to understand when you're dealing with your kid, you got to do what you feel is best for your kid. You got to give your kid opportunity. Now, did I love Pasco High? I love Pasco High. I still love Pasco High. But I do understand that the type of quarterback Mike Wills,
Mhm.
he is not a wing T quarterback.
Right,
I
right,
mean, if you put a kid like Mike Wills as a wing T quarterback, I think you like wasting talent.
right.
So once when we stayed at Pasco, because we was there as freshman year, and we said we're gonna see how things will work out in sophomore year. So when sophomore year came, he started, but the offense and the wing T. And we knew, I mean, me and my wife knew that he could not get to a school as a quarterback playing in Pasco County in the wing T offense. So the move we made was a family move. Me and my wife, we prayed about it. We looked around and we was hoping that we could find a great place for him. And I mean, Tech just landed in our laps, and it was a great place for him because at Tech, I believe he threw for like 64, 65, or maybe more touchdowns than like what 5 or 6 interceptions.
I think it was only
So he
three.
had a remarkable year at Tech. I mean, and it was like, and as soon as he went to Tech, we knew he made a great decision because he had one offer at Pasco High. He had an offer with FIU. He, he went to Tech, and he played in the spring game. And the University of Tennessee was there. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was Mike Gillespie. Mike Gillespie. He
Okay.
was one of the coaches at the game, scouting the game, but he wasn't came to scout little Mike. He was scouting some guys from Onwood. He seen little Mike was throwing the football in that game, and I seen the look on a lot of people's faces in Hillsborough County. See him throw the football. They're like, "Whoa!" After that, he called in Tennessee. They gave him little Michael offer, and since then, he got we got a few more, and he ended up choosing Indiana though.
Yeah. Yeah, man, that's awesome. And just going through what kind of conversations, we talked about you being the rock for Mike, but the conversations, he's picking up the phone like just towards ACL for a second time. Like what is going through your mind? Like what kind of advice can I give him right now?
Well, I mean, every time it happens, I don't think we was at any game when he had any. We was at one game, I believe, where we was at the game when he hurt his knee for the second time.
Okay.
Penn State, yeah. All the other games, we was either home, we was home, or watching our other son play football. We found out one time he got hurt. We was watching Mackay.
Yeah.
We was at one of Mackay games. and we was watching the game on our phones, and we seen him go down. I mean, we was like, you know, we was upset, but things happen. But those injuries, I think, did a lot for him.
Yeah.
But we understand that no injuries could prevent you from doing what the man upstairs wants you to do.
Yeah.
I mean,
sheesh.
if he for you, nobody could be against you.
Right.
And you know what he did? He made it known that it was me, God. He made it known it was me who did that.
Yeah.
How many athletes you know that came back from 4 injuries and got better each time? I mean,
I'm telling you, I gotta do some more research, but I don't think that there's an athlete that's played like he's played after all these injuries. I just don't think it. I don't think there is one.
Yeah, I mean, and the faith in to be able to sit in the pocket like you sit in the pocket. I mean, but I have fancy feet. I mean, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, the Texas game when he was just he was lighting Texas up, and I mean, I was talking to my friend about Dre. He does a podcast with me, and we were talking like, I was waiting for him to throw a bad pass. I was waiting for him to throw a bad pass, and every pass was just right on the money. Like, you couldn't have dropped those passes. Was there ever a time where just going through this process of recovery and rehab, it's a long process, and was there ever a time where Mike was like, "Man, I don't know if I really want to do this. This might be it." Never.
Never.
That's insane.
He always say, I'll be back next season. All right. And was he back next season?
Absolutely. Let's go.
I'll be back next season. I mean,
let's go.
Yeah, he never did.
That's awesome, man. Was there a moment, like, obviously you moved him to Tampa Tech to play, but was there ever a moment maybe before that or right up to that where you're like, he's really good, he's going to go really far? Was there a moment that you saw, like, I don't know if there's a pass, a play, a moment for both of y'all? Was there that moment?
I mean, he has so many moments.
Right.
He been consistent all his career. He always been able to throw the pinpoint. He always been able to throw a pretty football. But as he got older and the stronger he got, he started being able to place the ball in spots where, like, unreal. Like, people don't understand. Even when he was in high school, because I coached him in high school when we was at Tampa Tech, and I remember one time I heard him telling one of the receivers, he threw the ball back, like, behind him, and he said, he told the receiver, he said, if the ball is coming back behind you, you need to catch it because it's the man right in front of you. And he was placing the ball in high school in spots like that in high school.
Wow.
Back shoulders, putting the ball on you. He'd throw it in spots where his receiver catch it and could turn and run. He was doing this stuff in high school. I mean, he had an IQ of the game is like remarkable. Like, that's one thing people don't know. But thing about little Michael, he could read defense real fast. I mean,
right.
He go through his progressions like extremely fast. His IQ of football is outstanding. He know where to go to the ball, when to go. He just he's fear is not in him because he let it go. He don't second guess it. He just trusts his talent and let it go.
I mean, you said he doesn't fear, and even in the Michigan game, like, it didn't matter 3rd and 20, 3rd and you could see it all over his face, just cool, calm, collected, and it's beautiful to watch. Who was Mike's biggest inspiration, like, growing up? Did he have a player?
You are allowed, because people always ask that, and I don't think he had a player. Only one he used to like is Teddy Bridgewater.
You like Teddy?
Yeah, he loved Teddy Bridgewater. I mean,
Okay.
he just thought Teddy Bridgewater was just so calm and relaxed.
He
He
is.
he
That's true.
he loved Teddy Bridgewater.
Okay, okay. Well, speaking of Teddy Bridgewater, so obviously this is a Vikings podcast, and obviously it's early, but uh, the NFL draft is right around the corner,
Mhm.
and everybody's doing mock drafts and whatever you want to call it, but if Mike could potentially fall to the Minnesota Vikings, we were pick number 11, and
Yeah.
how would you feel? How would you feel if Mike Penix is slinging it to Justin Jefferson?
How would the league feel? Yeah, it'd be great, man, because Jefferson, I mean, outstanding receiver. You got an outstanding receiver in Minnesota. They have their weapons, so
Yep.
it wouldn't hurt us at all. We wouldn't be upset at
I
all with
mean,
that.
look, my
It'd
thing
be a
is
blessing for us.
let's keep him in purple. Let's keep him in
Hey,
purple. He looks good in purple. He's slinging it in purple. Let's keep him in purple.
yeah, cause we purple down over here, so that'd be our color, purple.
Yep. The grit we've talked about. Uh, that I feel like in the NFL, like a lot of these guys they can play if they make it to another level. They can play, but it's that calmness, that grit, that ability to come back after all these injuries, and I feel like Mike has that. And me and my friend talk about all the time, but we can go down the list of quarterbacks that he's outdueled. Caleb Williams outdueled him. Bo Nix outdueled him. You can go down a whole list. And so my thing is, I think Mike is the most accurate quarterback in the draft. I think he's the most accurate quarterback in the draft, and you know, man, he's got we put him in Minnesota. It's gonna be a fun time in Minneapolis. You know what I mean? It's gonna be crazy. But all that aside, I mean, who who would have thought? You playing catch in the backyard, you coaching him in high school, you transfer him to go to this school or that school, and look what he's doing. Look where he's projected to go first round. He's projected to go first
Yeah,
round. He's going to go first round.
first round,
Rightfully
yes.
so. I mean, man, what does that do as a dad? Your baby boy. Like, what does that do for you and your wife? Like your emotions. Like, man, like he works so hard. Like, tell me, how
Man,
how how does that make y'all feel?
it make us feel great because he's been like, even in our household, with the things he went through, our son sat there and watched it, and they seen the drive that he have and the motivate how he motivated himself to keep getting up after each injury. So we hoping that our kids saw this and saw their brother accomplish this. So when kids see those kind of things, they know it all is possible. It make them even work a little harder. Like my son now, Makai, he at Tennessee Tech University.
Yep, yep,
Makai gonna be special. I
yeah,
know he's gonna be special.
yeah, yeah.
Everybody count him out exactly like they counted little Michael out. But he has something special in him too, and he's seen his brother where his brother worked. So he's working like that now as well.
Let's go.
So when you see people like little Michael continue to get up from all of the injuries, you start understanding that it's nothing in life that can hold you back if you put your mind to it and want to accomplish it.
Yeah.
He showed it. We had people, me and my wife had a guy come up to us, and we was at the airport in Tampa. And the guy came up to us and he was talking about his son. He had a son that got an injury. I can't recall how he got injured, but he got injured and he wasn't able to play football. But he heard little Michael's story. And he showed us a clip of his son playing football again.
Wow.
And I mean, that's like so touching. You like,
Yeah.
wow. You know what I'm saying? He said that seeing what little Michael went through motivated him to get back on the field and work hard and get healed, heal his body up before you do it again. And I mean, when you're doing things like that, man, and you see your kid doing things like that, you just gotta thank God. I mean, thank God.
Y'all are doing something right. Y'all are doing something right in the Penix household. Um, and uh, how do you feel with your youngest going to? Because you went to Tennessee Tech.
Yeah,
So how do you feel about him going there?
it's cool. It's cool. But we always talk to him about, hey man, go out there. You want people. You want to make a name for yourself. I mean, always be kind. That's one thing about our house. We stress on being kind and love. That's what we stress on. Because we really believe that in the world we live in today, just a little bit of kindness from people could go a long, long ways. So we always tell them be kind, be respectful, pray, you know, listen to us when we give you advice because we won't do anything to hurt you. We love you too much to hurt you. So with that kindness, I just think that people just love people show kindness because I know I like when people be kind to me, you know.
Absolutely.
So so that's why I shoot out nothing but kindness and positive energy. Yeah, that's our thing with our family now. We just want to shoot out positive energy, no negative energy, all positive.
That's so good to hear. That's so good to hear, Mike. And I think that those, two fact kindness and love, like that has probably been a huge driving force. And obviously the way Mike approaches the game, approaches people, the way he lives his life, and obviously it's a test. Such a huge test to you guys. Um, and y'all deserve so much credit. Um, for just being who you are as a parent to athletes. Like, what piece of advice would you give to parents who they want to always speak greatness into their kids? And obviously, look at it. Right, the results are on the table from your household.
Mhm. Yeah, almost like just be yourself. And parents, I had to learn too, from my wife. So like males, a lot of time when we see our kids playing and we get into the game, but I think a little too much sometimes.
Yeah.
So we see our kid out there playing, in our opinion, we always seem to think that our kid is better than what he is. And we always like criticizing our kid. And my wife used to tell me all the time, I'd be like, how am I criticizing little Mike? She said, because every single time after a game, what's the first thing you say? You know what's the first thing I say that?
What do you say?
Why you threw that ball over there to that person there? Why you did this? It never was, son, great game. And so I never really thought about it because I'm always just trying to teach. But at the same time, I'm his father. I mean, I'm his father. I gotta love him regardless of the situation. I'm not a fan. I'm his dad.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So fathers out there, if you coaching your child, once when they get to a certain age, I think you need to take your hands off of them and let somebody else coach your child. This is my opinion. Because a lot of times as fathers, we push our kids like it's too much. Because we gotta understand that they live in the same household with us. Everybody else is coach, but to their kid, that's coach and dad. We might be on them so hard and we might think they're accepting it, and they really not. It's hurting them. And how I know it's true? Because once when I laid off Little Michael, once when I said, okay, you gotta take him. And once when I start encouraging him, like, good game, good game. All the things that I was trying to accomplish with him, he did it on his own.
Yeah.
He started to become a better athlete. He started coming to talk to me. He even asked told me one time, I said, Daddy, I miss so and so. I said, okay. You gotta be careful when they say that because you don't want to go back and say, I saw that too. No, let's say, okay, agree with them because let them tell you what they want to tell you. You dissect it, and when you dissect it, understand that this is still your kid. Be kind to him as well. And with me being that way, I mean, my son have conversations with me about football left and right. I know he know what he's doing. I know, but I took the back seat. Like I always say, he say, hey, If you want to drive, you want me to drive the car, get in the back seat, not in the front, you know? So I got in the back seat, let him drive, you know? And by doing that, man, look what it became. I think a kid always to become who you want him to become if you teach him a prayer. You know what I mean? You show him love and show him kindness. It's a great chance, man, that your kid gonna be successful.
Yeah.
He gonna be successful.
Yeah, it's just a beautiful thing, and I want to ask. So, where's Mike and Makai? Where are they getting their talent from? Are they getting it from you, or are they getting it from your wife? Who are they getting it from?
God. Man, it's a God-given talent. I
Yeah,
was born with talent. My wife was born with talent. So hey, it was given us, and it was given him too as
yeah,
well. But I played football. I track. My wife ran track.
yeah.
So I don't think people ask that question to me. It don't matter where he got it from, as long as he has it.
Mike, I really appreciate you coming on with me, and it's just so beautiful to see. It's you're rock bottom when you're going through an injury. In that exact moment. Who knows what's next? And like we talked about, there's not a lot of players that do what Mike has done, and to be at the mountaintop right now, and I love to see it. And obviously, I'm gonna go rooting for you guys, rooting for Mike, and I cannot wait until he's a Minnesota Viking. Write it down, Justin Jefferson, get ready.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
you
so,
be the only one say that. Like a lot of other people say that too.
oh,
They
I
want
can't
to go to
wait. I
Minnesota.
can't. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can see it. I can see it coming. But yeah, Mike, I love you. I appreciate you and your family, and Skol Sessions. Thanks everybody for tuning in. This is Mike Penix Sr. He's out.
All right, then. All right, Zach. Appreciate it.
Hey, appreciate you, Mike. I love you. I'll text you.
All right, love you too, man.
All right.
All right, go Dogs.
Let's go. Let's go.